Hey eBay friends, it's Suzanne A. Wells. Thanks for coming back for another video. We are on video number 289 and today is September 14th, 2017, and we are approaching Halloween faster than you think. So if you have not started listing your Halloween items, now is definitely the time. Another thing you can do this time of year is rethink or retitle some things that could be used as costumes or components for do-it-yourself costumes. So one word that's out there is steampunk, and this is kind of a vague word. There's a lot that it could be, so I kind of wanted to introduce you to what this concept is if you have not heard of it, or if maybe you have some things already listed or in your inventory that qualify for this keyword. Let me disclaim I am not an expert on this fashion trend at all, so if you are, and if I make any mistakes in this presentation, please make a comment below and correct me. I'm just going off my research and trying to educate people on how to use this keyword properly. So when we go to our trusty research tool here, SEMrush, which if you missed my video on that, just look at the top right corner and you can go watch that video about what this research tool is. We can see that there are quite a few searches for this item still, even though it's trending down over the last few months. You can see here this blue area, the bar chart, is the 12-month trend of searches for this keyword. So it's trending down a little bit. That's okay. This word's been around a while and it's going to go up and down like that. So my guess is it's going to trend back up as we get closer to Halloween. So this is just showing you that people are searching for this word. If we look at the phrase match report, we see that the highest search is just steampunk on its own, and then steampunk costume, steampunk clothing, goggles, and steampunk fashion and jewelry. So all of these variations of the word steampunk are being searched. It's still a trend. It's still a keyword that people use, so that can help you with your eBay business. So what is steampunk if you are not familiar? Here's the definition from Urban Dictionary, which I tend to trust more than like Wikipedia, because this is kind of like a made-up word. Steampunk is a subgenre of speculative fiction, usually set in an anachronistic Victorian or quasi-Victorian alternate history setting. It could be described by the slogan, "What the past would look like if the future had happened sooner." It includes fiction with science fiction, fantasy, or horror themes. So you may still be saying, I have no idea what that means, which is kind of the way I looked at that definition. It's like, okay, that still does not help me. So if you are a Gen Xer like me, just think 19th century, which is 1801 to 1900, invention stuff. All of these things that include gears on them, compasses, goggles, the typewriter. It's a lot of having to do with gears and wheels and metal and some leather. And so that's one way to think of it. Another way is think H.G. Wells and his world, his reality with, like the steam coming out here, the top hat, the light bulb, stuff like that. Inventions in the 19th century is one way to think of it, or 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, if you had to read that book in high school or saw a movie. That's the kind of thing we're talking about, that time frame, that sort of setting, whether it's fashion or home decor or inventions. So let's go look at Pinterest as part of this lesson and just kind of show you some items that are steampunk. So like this hat right here is a perfect example. It's a top hat with gears, a little clock face, some goggles. Um, that's a perfect example. You'll see a lot of hats. So if you have any top hats in your inventory, you may add that word steampunk and somebody might buy it and, you know, jazz it up a little bit and make it into part of a costume. Another big thing is corsets, women's corsets. Um, there was a picture of a bunch of these on here. Let me find it. Um, well, I lost it. But you can see it's a lot of hats. Oh, because I've got the search set at hat. So let's go back to just steampunk in general. There we go. Um, so we've got women's corsets, sort of a quasi, it's not a long skirt. Most of them are short skirts. And like this one here has the gears on it and the leather buckles and a cape. This is a pretty one here. I mean, this stuff can be really pretty, and very artsy, very creative. So you can see there it's got the corset and gears and stuff made into the fabric there. Also, you might see things like this, a satchel handbag type thing with all the gears on it and the buckles and the metal pieces. That's a cool thing. And then there's also a lot of steampunk jewelry, and that's made with gears, and metal, heavy metal pieces. This is a beautiful skirt here. This could actually be either steampunk or goth as a keyword. I'll do another video on goth if you aren't familiar with what that is. Um, so we have all kind of funky stuff on here. Boots are another thing that could be steampunk, because you can see here these heavy, thick soled heavy boots, or boots with laces, black boots with laces or silver buckles. Um, like this is a good example right here. That's definitely steampunk. So, if you've got a pair of black lace-up boots, that could be something that you would add the word steampunk to your keywords. So you kind of get the idea. Here's a pair of, that would be steampunk there because it's got the metal on it. So you could go on Pinterest and kind of look around and educate yourself on what steampunk fashion is, because it is a popular keyword. So let's look at some Halloween stuff, simply because Halloween is coming up, but don't limit yourself to selling costumes just around Halloween, because they sell all year for all these kinds of conventions where people dress up, like Comic Con and Dragon Con and all these conventions where people wear costumes. It's popular all year. So there's also, like, book character day at school where the teachers dress up, all kinds of stuff like that. So costumes will sell all year. Oh, and also for theater, drama, that kind of thing. So market your costume stuff all year. People will buy it. So you can see like steampunk costume here where the guy's got the pocket watch and this thing with a pipe on his arm, the heavy boots. She's got a dark colored parasol and her corset and her boots. And that's the same people, I think. Let's see what else. There's that skirt again, short in the front, long in the back. Here's another costume with a tulle skirt combined with a corset and the ruffly peasant top with the top hat. Whoops. So you can see, there's a lot in the costume world for this look of steampunk, and they even have them in children's. So the book Lemony Snicket's is a steampunk theme, and there's also a movie, Van Helsing, that is steampunk theme. So and this is a popular thing. So if you don't know this word, this may be a good word to market some of your items. So let's go over to eBay and see what is there. This is completed listings. items in used condition, and we've got 7,796 results. So not a huge, you know, list of sold items, but enough to say, yeah, people are still searching for this. If we go to clothing, we'll see there's 2,100 results for steampunk, and you can look through these and see what they are. But as Halloween approaches, people are going to be looking for this, and this is a big thing every year. Whether people are dressing up as book characters or just as some random, steampunk unknown H.G. Wells type person. Um, there's all kind of cool stuff in here. So if you've got the long ruffly skirts, boots with either metal on them or lace ups in the front, top hats, leather vests, black dresses, corsets, all those kind of things are great for this keyword. So I hope that helps you with learning another word to use on your listings. And if you are new to my channel, thank you for coming. If you are a repeat visitor, thank you for coming, and would love your comments below on if you've heard of this, if you sell this, did I make any mistakes. Appreciate you watching. Have a great day on eBay. Bye.